not for you to eat. It says cast it upon the waters, release it to someone else, and then you will find it. When you find it, according to Psalms 23, you're going to find it in some green pastures. You're going to find it. Do you think that the Lord is going to send you somewhere that doesn't produce? Come on, y'all, listen. God is too wise to be dumb. You hear me? He is too wise to make any mistakes. He's going to put you right in a green pasture when you find it. Where it's located at, it's going to be at a place where there's plenty. I wish I had some people that would hear me today. It's going to be at a place that there is plenty. Do you hear me? That there is an abundance. Oh God, that there is a Rehoboth, a well that will break forth. God help me. It's going to be right there in that place. He's not going to send you to a forest that all the trees is cut down and everything is burned up and it's no good. He's going to let you find it in a place where you prosper.
Yes, God. Yes, God. Yes, God. Yes, God.
God.
Yes, God.
But the hardest part is the casting. I got to get to the casting. It's too many people that say they love God but are not tithers. Not y'all here. Too many people that say they love God, they're not givers. It's pretty ridiculous to say you love God but will not follow his precepts. To say you love God, and yes, I'm saying it. I sure am. And I'm a preacher that's saying it because I'm bold enough to say it and don't care what nobody say about it. It is the truth, and it's the truth that makes you free. Too many people say they love God and not tithing. They're not giving. You got too many of them that are pulled to and fro, running, giving over here, depending on who they dealing with this week. They giving over here, then they go over there, they giving over there. Get somewhere and sit down and get some stability about yourself. Get somewhere and get anchored, man. Get somewhere and get delivered and get saved for real. What needs to happen? God is not schizophrenic and bipolar. That man ain't running all over the place. What that is an unsubmitted spirit. That's what it is. It is a demon from the pits of hell. That's what it is. Let's go on and call it what it is. It's a demon from the pits of hell. It is an underlying demon that lives on the inside. You got to know what I'm talking about, because them demons would say, they told that he said, who am I? They said exactly who he was, but they didn't serve him. You better hear me. It says it in the Bible that anybody that say that Jesus is Lord, but they don't live according to it, that's a devil. That's a devil. You had a young lady with a spirit of divination falling in behind the disciples. These be the children of the Most High God. He got tired of it, turned around and cast that demon out. See, Jesus said it like this: they speak of me with their mouth, but their heart is far from me. You better understand now, if there is something in you that is not submitted and something in you that does not want to surrender to the will of God, go on and call yourself a demon. Go ahead and say it about yourself, because then maybe you'll change yourself. Go ahead and call yourself what you really is. Look in the mirror and say, girl, you're nasty. You know you wrong. You know you ain't got no business doing that like that. You know you telling lies. You know you shucking and jiving. You know for a fact you ain't right. Look at yourself and tell yourself the truth. Don't look at yourself and say, well, the Lord have mercy on me. The Lord have pity upon me. You better go on somewhere with that, because you better read your word and understand that this dispensation of grace as to which we are under, this right here, all this stuff is going to be lifted, okay? Please understand that there will be a judgment that is going to come to us, and the excuses that we make are not the excuses that God is going to accept. Do you hear what I just said? I just gave $1,000 nugget right there. The excuses that we make is not going to be the excuses that God accepts. Just because you make an excuse for the mess, and just because your homegirl make an excuse for your mess, does not mean that God is going to accept that mess. Just because they tell you, well, the Lord knows, baby. The Lord knows your heart, honey. The Lord knows what you're trying to do, does not mean that God is going to accept that mess. That is something that is unsubmitted and something that is unsurrendered. If you know to do right right and doeth wrong, the Bible says to him it is counted unto sin. That means to Delphine too. It is accounted unto sin. You better get some folk around you that's going to tell you the truth and let you know, girl, you living recklessly. Do you hear me? You living foul, honey. And if you don't stop that mess going to take you out of here. You hear me? That junk is going to kill you. You know for a fact, girl, when the last time you gave, how you going to be running around here talking? That's the reason why you're struggling like you're struggling. You running around here stealing everything that you know you're supposed to be done gave to the house of the Lord. And you running around here stealing it. That's why you're struggling and straining. That's why things don't seem to be going right for you. That's why you're scared to call pastor and talk to pastor about all the struggles that you got going on, because you know some things ain't right. Because let me tell y'all something. I live this, baby. When you know for a fact you right, you step boldly before. Oh, y'all, that was one of my favorite scriptures that I learned when I first got saved. When I seen that scripture, I was sold right there. It says that you may come boldly before the throne of grace and ask for mercy in a time of need. See, when you understand that, hey, I can go before him. Why? Because I'm living like I'm supposed to. I'm giving like I'm supposed to. I'm loving like I'm supposed to. I'm praying like I'm supposed to. I'm helping folk like I'm supposed to. My heart is like it's supposed to be. When you know you living like that, you step boldly. I come boldly. When I bust in boldly. Listen, man, this is what I need. I don't need stuff. You got that right now? That's what I say. Hey, dude, you got that right now? You know I'm looking for a refrigerator, right? You got that? Next day, you know, ping, one will show up. Picked up one last night. Looking for a freezer now. Watch it show up. Watch it show up. See, I go boldly before God. Y'all, I live this, man. I go boldly before the throne of grace because why? There's nothing inside of me that is ashamed of anything. See, I know for a fact I ain't done nothing to hurt anybody. You understand me? I know for a fact I ain't bitter against nobody. I'm not angry against nobody. I'm not talking down on nobody. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I don't have none of those things. I'm not stealing tithes. I'm not stealing offerings. I'm not doing any of that. So I don't have any of the reasons that would keep me. See, my mouth is not speaking of him, but my heart being far from him. Do you understand? I'm not shugging and jiving with one hand behind the back. I'm not stealing out of the ministry and none of that kind of stuff. You understand? See, I'm not doing any of those things that would have me in a position as to where I would be scared to come before the throne of grace. So your girl steps in there boldly and say, hey, listen, man, this is what I would like right here. This is what I want to do. What do you want me to do? Okay, I need this, I need that, and I need that right there. And then I just sit and I say, okay, I do the necessary things such as I may look for it or whatever to put my eye on it. But it always appears right in the midst, because if you cast that bread upon that water, baby, it says not many days. You hear me? It's going to show up. I had somebody come to the food truck yesterday and was asking me about the food truck. I've been had several folk that's done that, has asked me about it. I said, you know what? I set my affection towards one and I waited. I closed that building down in August of 2019, and I waited. I put my stuff up in storage and I waited. And I said, Lord, you know what I want to do. The next time I move, I'm moving mobile. I'm not going back in there another building. I said, God, I just thank you for an open door. I started looking at things. I was supposed to drive all the way down to Florida. Had made an appointment with a man by Jacksonville, Florida, to go down to see a truck that he had. It seemed as though it was a nice truck and everything. He even had a snow cone machine in there and all he was going to throw in. It seemed as though it was the right thing to do. But the day came for me to go. I could not get down there. The rain came. You hear me? It started raining and I said, no, I can't come. And so I sat back and I waited. But while I was waiting, I still kept looking. Do you hear me? I did not stop. See, I don't quit till I get what I'm looking for. So I still kept looking. And lo and behold, before I went to sleep that night, I hit the marketplace. And when I hit the marketplace, there was the one I got sitting right there in Dothan. You hear what I'm telling you? Sitting right there in Dothan, didn't have to drive nothing but an hour to go pick it up. It's sitting right there in Dothan. I sent a message and said, is this still available? I'm interested in it. The next morning, I have a response from the lady, and the lady says to me, she says, I had about 26 messages that came through about this truck, but it was something about your message. It wasn't even the first message, but it was something about your message, she said, that stood out to me. Are you interested in looking at it? Well, if you look for it now, it's behind my house, baby. Because see, I waited. Do you hear me? If you cast that bread upon the waters, it will come back to see you in not many days. It'll come back to see you. See, it's all is about principles. You got to understand the principles of this, but you got to do good, see, and good will come back to you. Everything, even yesterday, I was getting everything together and all getting myself set up, and for a brief moment, me and the Lord had a conversation, and in the conversation, the Lord stopped me for a second. I was about to step my foot up in the ice cream truck. I call the ice cream truck Big Blue. I don't know where that come from. That's what I nicknamed Big Blue. I was about to step my foot up in Big Blue, and I heard the Lord. It was this left leg. I heard the Lord speak to me. He said, the thing that I love about you is the fact that everything that you do out of consideration for the people. See, I don't do it for me. I think about you all before I do it. I think about what you would like, not what I like. Even with teaching my boys how to prepare their food and all, even Sharika, what I say to them is don't fix the food according to how you eat it. That's the worst mistake you can do. Don't think from your perspective, because you might be a glutton. You might eat 4 or 5 pieces of chicken, but that's not a normal serving of chicken. You got to fix the food according to the status of how the people will enjoy it. You've got to make sure that it is appealing to the eye of the people, because that's who you're serving. You're serving. So if you cast it upon the waters, cast thy bread upon the waters, which is to be generous to someone else. It says not many days you will find it. So you didn't lose nothing. So this is for all the people that don't tithe. This is for all the people that don't believe in giving. You're going to answer to God for that. Yeah, you're going to answer. Don't blame. You're going to answer, especially if you know you're supposed to do it, and you don't. You're going to answer to God for that. And that's the reason why you can't find nothing. See, people that live like that stay in a steady stream of perpetual blessings. Things are not just happening for you on occasion. You finding it all the time. Shoot, I get up every day finding something, yeah. Everywhere I go, I'm looking for somebody to be good to me, and it ain't fair. I can go in the store, the shop, find something good. Something that's going to come back to me. Hey, come here, Delphine. You need any such and such? We got some in. I kept a box put back for you. That's the kind of stuff they say. I'm serious. I went in the grocery outlet the other day. Then they said, hey, I got something for you here. I was cutting in a box, messed around and cut too far in it. And I cut open a pack. I put it up for you. I had to discount it because I had cut into it. Do good, and good will come back to you. See, y'all better hear what I'm saying, see. God will put you on folk mind. I don't think they hear me, Jesus. They thought I didn't live this, but they did. I live this, baby. I tell you, God will put you on folk mind. You'll be blown away. That they even think, me? Man, you got that from me? You put that for real? You got that set aside for, hey, that thing. Come see me. I get an inbox the other day from somebody. Say, I'm going to be in town. Make sure I see you before I go. I got something.